Hey everybody, I haven't gone live with Ecamm Live in a while, so I'm trying this out. We'll see if this works. Just waiting to see if this is actually live on Hey everybody, YouTube. I haven't gone live with Ecamm Live in a All right, so that looks like it works. And can I add, oh, look at that. Okay, so I can I add Nathan on here? There we go. Okay, let's put Nathan over here. Nathan's here. All right, so this works. Hello, everybody. Let's see. Oh, Chris is there too. Hey, Chris. By the way, if you need a podcast editor, check out Chris Enns at Lemon Productions, and you got to go check out pod.link from Nathan. Okay, yeah, it'll be interesting to see the differences between using Claude Code and using some of these tools like V0. So, by the way, everything sound good? Hey, Jim, good to see ya. This is fun. I live streamed yesterday and I'm live streaming today. Let me move this over here. That'll help me a lot. Okay. Just rearranging my windows here. Do you guys hear if I do a bicycle horn? Do you guys hear that? Is that too loud? Front page 98 code. Yeah, that's the old school. Man, I've missed being able to show the comments on the page here. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, the sound effects work. Are they really loud or is it okay? Can I add my comments here? Okay. All right. So, maybe let's start by, I'll just give some background. Hey, Keith, good to see you. You guys can keep commenting, and I will add your comments as I see them, but I just want to get people some context here. So I've been, this past week, fiddling around with V0. Where can I put comments so that they don't interfere with the video here? Can I put them up here maybe? Let's try that. Oh, sweet. Hey, Adam, good to see you, man. Man, it's fun seeing all these friends I have from when I used to live stream all the time. This is great. Okay. So I've been experimenting with V0 by Vercel this past week, and originally this is kind of like the perfect. Basically, I'm having a lot of fun, and the impetus for this particular thing was I ran into a problem, which is kind of like, you know, what happens when you want to build a product or a tool or something, and that is. I was looking at the cover art for Build Your SaaS, and it all kind of looked like this, all over the place, you know, no common style or anything. And so I was like, man, it would be great if I could just grab the RSS feed and put it in a tool and automatically generate consistent cover art with the same background for all my episodes, pulling in the guest and host credits for each episode. So yeah, something like this, right? I just want to be able to like choose background color. Maybe in some cases I want to actually edit the title so that it's not so long, so I can do it like that. Maybe I want, you know, a background image. So for this one here, I might want some acquired art here. go like that and generate that. Maybe I want, let's actually change the color on that. Anyway. Oh, what's up, Podlagar? Sam, it's been so long, man. This is so fun having everybody here. Anyway, so this was the impetus for me wanting to build this, and I just started building it yesterday in V0. And so from the first prompt and kind of vision to like a working prototype, it was like, I don't know, 15 minutes or something like that. And I mean, I can see the underlying code if I want. I can, Chris Enns, who's here in chat, recently just gave me some feedback on it. Where was that? And I was able to incorporate his feedback right away. There's a few bugs there. And so, it's pretty amazing that you can build something like this in an afternoon. Now I have it at art.transistor.fm if you want to check it out. Go and try it with your own podcast feed. It only works if you have host and guest credits in the podcast feed. But I have a bunch of thoughts going through my head. One is, once you start building this way, my immediate thought was, as I'm interacting with this thing, and it also has this design mode where I can go in and edit individual pieces. I feel like I want my whole marketing site to be like this, right? Like I don't want just I don't want to just do this for the tools like this. I want like our actual marketing site to have a similar interface where I could just go in and go into design mode, where I could prompt it to say, oh, we want to fix this up. We want to do it like this, and have it understand my text inputs. It's so fast. And then to be able to publish those changes publicly if we want. I think for marketing, like I want this stuff built in to my CMS. Like we're using Statamic, and I love Statamic, but I would love to have the same ability in my CMS to be able to just edit things on the fly, produce things on the fly, try things out on the fly. It's got this perfect feedback loop where you imagine something or you want to fix something, and then you can just do it right away. So I thought maybe I would, and oh, sorry. This also, I think, affects the way we build products, because even for a simple tool like this, it's the iteration loops. Like instead of planning everything out, and instead of like, having to, even people are joking about front page 98 and all this stuff. Even back then, like I used to prototype things in HTML or prototype things with wireframes, or maybe add a little bit of JavaScript to make it slightly functional. But this is different. There's like it even requires less planning. All it requires is a vision for what you want, and then you can iterate on it. So let me just give you an example. I'm about to publish a new episode of The Panel. So Chris Enns, who's in the chat here, just helped me edit this. So the edited version's here. And I get down to this cover art section, and I'm like, oh, my tool, it only works retroactively. Like I could grab my RSS feed and plug it in here and get, retroactively generate artwork for episodes that I've published. But what if I want to generate artwork for an episode I haven't published yet that's in draft mode? So that's what I want to do now. And I just want to show you how I might do that. So when I'm interacting with it, I often take screenshots. So I'll edit something in here. So let me just pull this over here, actually. So I'll edit something like this, and I'll go upcoming. Oh, this is not upcoming episode. And yeah, I might even just do it like this. So I'm just going to grab this here. I'm going to put this into, oops, let me just save that. Okay, so upload this to the chat. By the way, there's tons of new people in chat here. We got Ashraf. How's it going, man? From the Mega Maker community. And we got Incredible Mike. Good to see ya. Love seeing all these old faces. And let me close this. Okay, so I took a screenshot of like upcoming episode, and I'm just going to describe now what I want. Okay, I want a new feature that that in the first cell of the grid allows me to generate artwork for an upcoming episode not yet published in the RSS feed. It should automatically show any host that shows up in the channel tag, i.e., let me just actually find that here. Where's the RSS feed? How does that look? Here, let's just do this one. Use source. So we want podcast a podcast person, host. Actually, let's just go channel, podcast person, host. Any hosts that show up in the channel tag. Keep the customize artwork section the same, which will allow me to put in the episode title for the upcoming episode. Okay, let's see. I mean, maybe it will be able to even build it just based on that. There's something about working this way that is so interesting to me, just especially for product people like me that have in the past loved Hovercard and Hovercard? No, not Hovercard. What was the one from Max? What was the Hypercard? Hypercard and Macromedia Author and all of these other things you used to be able to do to translate a product vision into reality. Man, my computer is like suffering right now. I might have to close some things. What's going on here? Let's let's close some stuff so I'm not killing the... I'm starting to lag a little bit. Okay. Are you still there with me in the chat? I haven't heard anything. Not sure if this still is working. Everyone's just waiting to see how this builds. I have a few other questions actually as well. I'm wondering, is there one, like I want this for Laravel and I want this for Ruby on Rails. Do they all just build stuff with React and TypeScript, or is there, you know, other, like bolt.new, can you build stuff with Rails or Laravel or whatever? If you're on Tahoe, close some Electron apps. Yeah, okay. That's probably, what else is Electron? I'll close everything here. Okay, so it's still updating everything. Let's see if it's gonna work. And actually, let me go grab my RSS feed again. Okay, so it says it's good to go. Let's try this out. Here's upcoming episode. So I should be able to add the title. So let's go to my draft episode here. And we'll just call it Vibe Coding Advantage. So let's go back here. Vibe Coding Advantage. And let's give it a teal and generate it. Let's see if this works. Okay. So now I can download my artwork and upload it to this episode. There we go. I think everything else here looks good. Yeah, why don't I just publish this episode live? Got the transcript and everything. Transcript's good. Oh, let's just update my transcript here quick. Oops, misspelled Brian's name. By the way, this whole thing was built with Alpine.js. If there's any Laravel folks out there. Okay, so there you go. I guess the whole point is I built this thing that has already proven valuable in that I've been able to generate consistent artwork for all my episodes on the Build Your SaaS podcast. And so that solved that problem. And then I'm in a different context. This is just a couple hours later. And I'm like, oh, wait a second. This needs to do something else. And almost like right away, I'm able to describe a feature and have it work right away. Upcoming episode. Now, it worked, right? And I could generate artwork for all of our episodes here. So I guess I'm just thinking about how does this affect product development going on? How does this affect marketing going on? And who, in my mind, the product people, especially the product people with domain expertise, it feels like these shortened loops, even if you're using something more verbose like Claude Code. I think that's my next step, is to like, experiment with Claude Code and some of these other tools, some of these things that Brian Casel has been talking about. Like I want to try out Agent OS. which is his thing. But this feedback cycle is so fast. And yeah, for a tool like this, obviously it makes sense. It's not like I'm changing the world. There's no authentication or logins or state or anything like that, right? But man, this is pretty awesome. Now, one thing that's weird is it's saying restore instead of publish. I don't know why it's doing that. I'm just going to refresh this page. Okay, now maybe I was on the wrong version or something. Let's just see what it pulls up here. Let's test this again. Let's test this with the Build Your SaaS feed. Where's that? Okay, upcoming episode. It pulled in John and Justin. And I can customize it. I could say new episode and then choose a color, generate. Let's try it with a background image too. We haven't done that yet. Let's do, and put a killer in the background, regenerate. Woo! And it's doing all of this in the canvas. So it's doing it all in the client. Like it doesn't take up a bunch of, it doesn't, none of this is happening on the server, right? Yeah. As a dev, I want to hate on AI tools, but I just can't for my needs. AI stuff has been great to get boilerplate code set up and generate proof of concept. This is what I'm talking about. Proof of concepts and MVPs and prototypes and like to get an idea out of your head. And this is why I'm thinking for product people, this is going to be such a, oh boy, this is going to be such a big deal. Chris, I need you like here helping me figure out how to do all this stuff. For product people that are able to articulate real use cases for users and can picture what the interface will look like in their minds and can picture, what series of prompts to give to keep the interface and the user experience simple and compelling. I think this is going to be massive. And like, I'm assuming with all of this, like, I can also pretty easily host this on I could download all these TypeScript files and everything else and host it on my own server if I want. But who knows, like I know Vercel has had a bunch of pricing issues or pricing, they could crank up the pricing for all of this. But I kind of like for this particular project, we're hosting the end result, art.transistor.fm, on Vercel. And we might regret that later. But I just love this short iterative loop of being able to make an update, publish it all on Vercel's infrastructure, and have it kind of work right away. And this is why I'm keen to try. This has gotten me wanting to try Claude Code and other things for bigger projects, for actual, the Ruby on Rails app or the Laravel app that runs our marketing site, because it feels like to get these quick, tight loops, in all aspects of our, marketing website development and the actual app development, these quick iterative loops there's something so powerful about it, and being able to do it in an interface like this and see the results right away. We have taken some of the projects that we've prototyped in like V0 or Bolt or whatever, and we've actually just added those and incorporated them into our actual marketing website. So this is actually hosted on our existing marketing website server, but we prototyped this in this scoring tool inside of V0, or I can't remember where. So let's just choose Conan O'Brien. That's a good one. Conan O'Brien Needs a Friend. So this will give you a podcast score depending on how many Podcasting 2.0 features your podcast has. So it'll list out the features you do support in your podcast feed, but it'll suggest features that you don't have, and then it even like validates your feed by making sure you have all the required tags and namespace, which is pretty cool. And then you can download the PDF. This was all prototyped inside of, I believe it was V0, and now we're hosting it on our own stuff. So yeah, I'm curious what people think about all of this. Obviously, some of you have been thinking about it for a long time, but I think the experience of working on this little product was so just compelling for me. It was fun, and it instantly made me think, like, I wish I had an interface like this for my marketing website. I wish I had an interface like this for every feature inside of Transistor, because obviously, like, something like this should be on our Ruby on Rails app. Like, when you shouldn't have to go to a third-party tool. When you're in Transistor, you should be able to just go in and have it auto-generate a episode cover art for you without having to use an external tool like this. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. And I even messaged Taylor yesterday because I kind of want the Laravel Cloud version of this. Like, what's the Laravel Cloud version of V0 that just allows me to build these apps instead of building them in TypeScript and React? Can I build it in Laravel and Livewire and have it produce all that code for me? That's the dream. Yeah. Anything else? I'm not sure if anyone's still there, but anything else folks want to think about or talk about while we're all here together? Would be a local app running your code-based browser extension for visual editing. Yeah, I think that would do part of it. Like, and I'm not sure is it Zed? Is Zed the IDE that everyone's talking about now? Do they have some of this stuff or not? Upcoming LLMs into your workflow. Like, maybe I need to try this out. Oh, sorry, you guys can't see. So maybe I need to start exploring with some of this stuff. That the fastest I can get, the closest I can get with to this experience is kind of what I want. I mean, there's also no reason, excuse me, why you've got to guess that eventually, like, AWS might have something like this, or AWS might have there might be an add-on for AWS that'll do this, or yeah, the security concerns obviously would be a thing. But again, I think this is something that Brian's been talking a lot about with builder methods, is that there are ways of building this stuff and still having, pull request reviews and all that stuff. So theoretically, I could be building something inside of Transistor's Rails app. Like if I want to focus on, building a custom artwork generator for episodes, it would still have to go through our review process. Like Jason and John would still have to look at it. Yeah, and I really want this visual part is so amazing. Let me just refresh. I don't know why. It's like I'm not on the right branch or something. But yeah, like this visual editor of being able to just go in and edit, whatever's in the view and highlight things, the content, but also the spacing, and that's pretty wild. I mean, the opportunity, I think, for Tailwind is I would love a visual builder like this for marketing websites. Like, give me all of Tailwind's, smart design designed by Steve Shoger, but put it in a visual website builder like this, and let me just run my whole marketing site on that. Does anyone know of do any of these other AI tools like Bolt, etc., use this same thing? I think I need to publish my latest version here. What is this? This is 50. Does this have upcoming? No. Let's update this with my new version. Yeah, that would. Does Bolt.new have a visual kind of builder thing too? Maybe I should give it the same prompt I gave. Let me just go back and go v0.dev. I also made just a podcast artwork generator. Let's see how it does with this. Oh wait, not this one. I want, no. I want the other one. So this is artwork generator. I want the podcast cover art generator. So if you just want cover art for your actual podcast, let's, the example here would be, it'll generate, different versions of your cover art. So let's see how Bolt does this. So we want podcast title, podcast person in channel, and then the tool generate episode artwork, cover art. It'll generate 6 different variations. So we want podcast title, the avatar images and names of the host, if present in the feeds channel, and podcast person tags, different backgrounds, and let's try that. Let's see if this works. Oh, I got to sign in. Maybe I'll just hide my screen for this part. I haven't tried Lovable yet. Let's just do this here. Okay. So now you can, I don't know what that means. It's thinking. Similar interface. Looks like it's got a select tool. So I think it has a similar kind of visual editor. I need to go for lunch soon. You guys already had lunch? By the way, this is off topic, but I don't know if folks have noticed in my videos, I used to have this like blurry kind of dark thing on the bottom of all my videos. And I just figured out that so I've got a screen and a teleprompter right here so I can look right at the camera. And this thing was sitting like right, oh, maybe I can even demo it. It was sitting like right here and creating this dark shadow. And I just realized I can remove it. And so now my videos are, now I don't have that dark shadow at the bottom. Just figured that out. All right, let's check back in with the project here. Your preview will appear here. So it's building stuff. It's going to build a cover art generator component with canvas rendering, which is what the V0 app did as well. Looks like it's also using TypeScript and React behind the scenes. Yeah, it was like a hardware vignette. That's exactly right. Building verification. Running build verification. Okay, okay. So it just has a plan. The tool allows users to paste. Here we go. You can download variations. Can't wait to see this thing. How long has it been so far? When did we start this? Does it have a timer? Here we go. Version 1. Does anyone know if you can, if any of these AI builders use anything other than React, TypeScript, Next.js? Do any of these AI builders use a stack other than React, TypeScript, Next.js? Let me look here. Jim says it's nearly all this. Yeah, but can you build like, maybe I'll ask the tool itself once it's done building. Still waiting for the preview. Let me actually, maybe I'll start a new, a question before I start building. What tech stack can I use with V0? Does it have to be TypeScript and React? Okay. Supports TypeScript is recommended. Python and Node.js. And then auth is Supabase, payment Stripe. Oh, wow. It's got all that stuff built in. Maybe I'll ask Bolt the same thing. I don't want to wreck this. I'm just going to go back to bolt.new. Okay, because I think I'm logged in now. With Bolt, or can I use Rails, Laravel, etc.? Founder, entrepreneur, I can only choose founder, entrepreneur. Small business. I guess I'm intermediate. Maybe my team. Done. Woo! Great question. So React, Vue, Svelte, Vanilla JavaScript, Vite, Webpack, JavaScript, TypeScript. Okay. Yeah, it looks like that's the option. Do I have to click on this? Like, why is my preview not showing up here? Do I have to refresh this? It says my preview will appear here, but I can't see anything yet. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Be patient. Be patient. All right, podcast cover art generator. Let's give it a feed. Let's see how well this works. Failed to parse the feed. Man, this worked like almost immediately right after. Okay, so I'll just say I just got an error. Here's the feed I used. Yeah. So maybe we should just go over to Lovable right now too. All right, I'm going to give this the same prompt. Okay. It's probably going to ask me to log in. Let me just switch. This is a nice forcing function being live, as I've got a I've wanted to try all these tools out, but finish. All right, so now we're in Lovable Cloud. Let's see if this thing works. It's going to start building. I should have had them race these things together. Okay, cores issue. Classic. All right, now let's paste in a feed again. Let's see if this works. This seems promising. Okay. Pretty boring, and it ignored the whole part about those avatars. I would say V0s was a bit better. What's this do? So I can edit things individually, but it's a little bit less, feels like less options here. See how Lovable does on their first go. Maybe if I gave it more context, like at the top here, what was my context? I also like images of the hosts and their names to be displayed on this cover art. Background. Podcast person. I don't really... There's always this blocked thing. It doesn't like me putting tags right in here. Does it like it better if I delineate that this is code? Got it. So it's not the same as... Because in V0, you can actually... This design thing, I can actually go in and, you know, change the content, change the size. Like I could make this bigger or smaller, and it previews it. Lets me adjust the radius, the shadows, all that kind of stuff. Okay, here's an example. I bet you there's going to be a core issue there. Okay, I just got to fix some of my prompt here. Sorry, this is probably boring. In this case, pull the names of the hosts and their avatar image from the channel, from podcast person tags present inside the channel element. Let's see if it does this. Let's head over here and see this is still working. I don't want any of that other stuff. Dave, are you familiar if there's any of these tools that build in anything other than React, TypeScript? Like, is there a Ruby on Rails or Laravel generator like this? Feels like there's an opportunity, especially if I could, I mean, the ideal scenario would be able to connect an existing GitHub repo and then have it pull all of that stuff in a visual interface like this. Still working, still working. Sometimes when I go live, I like to make sure I haven't gotten messages from anyone about how I'm like showing something I shouldn't be showing on screen. I would say that V0 is definitely the fastest in terms of generating, updating something. Yeah, they also want to be your deployment platform. Yeah, that's my next step. My next step is going to be to get Agent OS working. I really would love the that visual element though. Like, I know you guys are gonna roll your eyes, but a code editor that has a visual preview the way that Front Page did and the way that V0 has, that allows me to interact with elements like this, easily see, you know, I can even go to the code and see that element in, like, this is such a great, oh, you can't see what I'm doing. This is such a great way to interact with the code, like to be able to highlight something, go to that element right in the code and edit it, see what's going on. I would love for this to be in something, in an IDE with all of this built in. And then, and again, if I was Laravel Cloud, I would be building their version of this. But, you know, they could also have, you know, Laravel Forge. If there was an editor, like a local client, that did all of this stuff in the same way, that interacted with my existing code base, and then I can just hook it up and, you know, deploy it the way I would normally with Laravel Forge, that would be pretty sweet. Okay, so Lovable's still doing it. Bolt is still working. V0 is so fast compared to these. Like, way, way quicker. Like, let's go to, where's my other project here? Let's just go back here and find that. Yo, what's up? We got all the friends here. Let's go back here. And let's add, let's generate this. Let's see if this is doing, okay, so this doesn't have the artwork yet. So why don't I give it that same prompt that I gave, oh, here we go. Finally, let's check the Bolt version of this. Okay, it still didn't add the people. Oh, was I in the H3 element? Still not displaying avatars, names of hosts on the generated images. Background again. Ryan, what took you so long? Oh, I used all my tokens. Done. Oh, that might be the end of that experiment. Let's see if V0 can do it. One thing you're not displaying is, if this was a human, they'd be fired. Except that I can update it pretty fast, right? Like, let's see how quickly V0 does it. One thing, I'll just put you're still not displaying the host avatar images. I'd like them to display similar to the attached image background. Okay, so background is attached. It's text. So let's actually mock this up how we want it to look. So let's just put in feed here. And I'm actually going to just call this build your SaaS. And let's go dark gray, generate artwork. Okay. So we will save this and go back to the other project, upload that. Them to display similar to the attached image. Generated cover art should look similar. All right. Man, look at all the people just wasting time on a Friday. We got Emmett here. We got Ryan. What? Caleb and Daniel are streaming right now? Those jerks. Now let's watch how much faster V0 is compared to Bolt and Lovable. Like, do I have to allow this first? This is weird. It says spinning up preview, but maybe I need to enable this first. Complete backend and AI model. Database storage, authentication, backend logic already in use. Why does it? I don't know why it needs this, but let's use it. Wait a second. That get status was wrong window. No way. I don't think it's like $200 in tokens, is it? Hopefully I'm not spending too much money. Pencil is working on design in the IDE. What is Pencil? Pencil IDE. Pencil code? No. This? I don't know what Pencil is. Oh. Okay, it's adding it. See, V0 is so much faster. Way faster. Let's test this out. See if it works. Probably a cores issue, but at least we got avatars in here. Let's fix that. I find the error messages and stuff way better. Yeah, cores issue. This is still working out. Unfortunately, we could never get Bolt working because I ran out of cover art variations. I mean, I ran out of tokens. Emmett, do you think I've spent a bunch of money here? I'm gonna look while you guys are. Let me just go into my V0 settings here. What have I been charged for this? My credit balance, I got some credits left. Where's my... How can I see my billing? Settings. Billing. So far, I've spent $20 on V0. And it looks like I've spent, what is this? I've got, of the $20 I paid for, I've got $12.83 left. I'll save this and superimpose it here. So this is how much credits I've used and I've got left right here. I think that's right. Okay, so it says it's fixed it. Let's check it out. V0, man, V0 wins the speed game. And V0 also wins for kind of out of the box producing the best results. Look at this. We already got something that looks pretty good. Has Lovable got, okay, Lovable's got something here. Let's see how this works. I'm not sure what the price is for Lovable. What the? What happened here? It just like pulled in all of the, well, not just hosts, but also our editor, Chris Enns. So it just pulled in everybody. This is not right. And now here's the artwork it generated. I am definitely more creative in terms of background images and stuff, but still no host avatars, which is kind of what I really wanted. We could ask it to, I mean, there's a few things here, isn't there? We need, oh, hold on, I'm getting a text from my son. I got a DM from Junta, and he said, don't say anything about this on the stream. Okay, I won't. Are we still going to pick you up? Ask Mom. Yo, dog, I heard you want avatars. This is like the show JSON on page. Yeah, all of this is in the XML. It's not JSON. It's in, if you look in the XML of the RSS feed, this is all in here. So we got the title here, but then the real magic is happening with this person tag, where at the channel level, we've said, Chris Enns is our editor, and Justin and John Buddha are the hosts, and then these are the images for those avatars. So it's just pulling it all from RSS. The tool that I've been most impressed with is V0, v0.dev. Definitely the best. I did a good job, Dave. I didn't say anything on air. I think one thing I'll just say is, for this one, is I'll say these aren't centered very well. I've also noticed it understands arrows, so let's put this and say, I don't know why I can't drag and drop from Monosnap. Somebody build a new Monosnap version. I love MonoSnap for screenshots, but it's definitely the most broken. Can you center this object grouping, title plus avatars, vertically? See if it understands that. Yeah, for like prototypes and all that stuff. Is CleanShot as good as MonoSnap though? MonoSnap is so fast. Like, I love being able to go beep, and then do you guys see this? Oh, kind of messes up my preview, but like easy, like really quick text and everything. Save it right away. Like that's what I want. All right, let's go back here. There, centered those pretty good. Snap and Drag Pro. Yeah, I mean, obviously I could keep iterating on here. And it's interesting, like, where this started and kind of where this is now. Like, this interface is, for me, just a lot nicer. And what's interesting is I can actually generate show art the same way now with this upcoming episode thing. I could regenerate this really easy. Could make, and I've also got this kind of, this optimizes for having a bigger font size and all that stuff. Well, here's I just got my first spam bot. I'm going to ban Mika02. But like I could make this our cover art for Build Your SaaS. All right, guys, I think I got to go get some lunch. It's 1:20, but I have to say this was really fun. I ended up streaming for an hour. First of all, I miss streaming. This was really fun to kind of work things out in public. It was also helpful for me to be able to have this kind of stream of consciousness thinking about, you know, I ran into this, I had this experience of building this tool really quickly. And then I had this experience of being in a situation where I needed to add a new feature really quickly, this upcoming episode feature. So I could, you know, create artwork for an upcoming episode of the panel. And then just thinking about, like, how is this going to affect the way we build web apps and the way we build marketing websites? And damn it, like, wouldn't I love to have a V0 interface for interacting with our marketing site right now, and to be able to highlight different things and try different things with prompts. Man, that would be helpful. So yeah, thanks everybody for jumping on. Really great to see everybody. Really nice to have all these old faces. I used to do this all the time. Actually, when I was building the initial version of this website in Statamic and trying to figure out Laravel and Tailwind and all that stuff, you know, I would have Adam Wathen hop on and help me out with stuff. And it was just like a nice forcing function to build stuff, to say, okay, I'm going to go live and figure it out on the fly. So thanks everyone for being here. And I'll see you again soon. Bye.